I am Masachaba Mposwa. In our poll question this morning, we ask you, the South African Council of Churches calls for investigation into buyers and role players in illegal mining activities in Stilfontein. What do you think? Perhaps you support the narrative that government officials are involved, or that we should be looking within the industry, or that this is a global cartel. Engage with our poll by scanning the QR code on your screen or via your social media page, our social media page at Newzroom 405, using the hashtag Weekend Report on 405. It's time now for Point of View. Scores of Eskom consumers across the country desperately waited in snaking queues, chasing a meter conversion deadline that they did not know was extended. Eskom had given customers until Sunday to upgrade their electricity meters to a new prepaid system, but extended the deadline to an unspecified date due to a conversion technicality. Now, many of the consumers have been frustrated by the process, saying communication and outlines were never clear from the power utility. Eskom argues that sufficient notice and time was given for this and that residents may have been trying to evade this. So the question now becomes, why have residents left this to the last minute? And are these the lingering effects of what has become a culture of non-payment for services? We get some perspective from Dr. Trevor Ngwane now of the Soweto Electricity Crisis Committee. Doctor, good morning. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Thank you, Ms. Chaba, and to your viewers.
Thank you very much. Firstly, what do you make of this, what seems to be a crisis right now?
Okay, so what is happening basically is Eskom and the government authorities doing a mess up of a straightforward process. So the chaos is because of unclear goals. Remember, on the one hand, there is the questions of technicalities, moving from one system to another. On the other, they are busy trying to enforce payment. So they're being opportunistic, actually. They're trying to use a technical problem to solve a financial problem.
Oh, my goodness. So what recourse now would a consumer of Eskom have in a situation where, where you are clearly saying that they are being opportunistic?
As you saw, many elderly people, ordinary people were standing in long queues. I believe that some even got sick on the queue. Others, had the sun blasting them. There was a lot of high blood pressure among old dears because of the concern. I think that the people have suffered enough. I think that the authorities have to change their approach. Rather than top-down, abusive, threatening approaches, we need to be more democratic, more consultative, and also at the top to plan our things properly. Good communication skills are also needed.
Yes, you've mentioned people being sick, falling ill in these queues. An elderly gentleman has died in this queue. Someone has lost their life. And you come up with a very valid solution to this problem, because so far we've only heard about the problems. Now, as a representative of the Soweto Electricity Crisis Committee, what does a solution look like?
Well, firstly, we have to focus on the underlying issue or problem. This is the problem of energy racism. So from the days of colonialism, the days of apartheid, black people have been treated, especially black working class people, have been treated shoddily by Eskom or electricity energy authorities. So that must change. People must be given back their dignity. I think this fabricated crisis of the prepaid meters must be stopped. Actually, it's a software self-created problem by Eskom and the authorities. So extensions must be provided, and going forward, there must be energy imbizos, not like the ones called by Premier Lisufi, which tend to be tokenistic, stage managed and top down, but real grassroots discussions about the solutions to energy. I don't think that trying to squeeze blood from a stone from poor people, unemployed people, is going to work.
How do you think they can better communicate with the communities that are affected the most by this crisis?
We should have community meetings. We should have street-by-street consultations. We should talk to organizations of the people, the civics, even the churches for that matter. You know, Masichaba, one big problem is that, you know, we live in the era of the fourth industrial revolution. So there's this attempt now to combine fourth industrial revolution technologies with neoliberal, anti-poor, pro-rich technologies. So this combination is creating problems. We need to resuscitate a developmental agenda. We need to go to the people showing and believing that we are there to serve them, to improve their lives, and not just to squeeze profits from them.
Thank you so much for your time, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
That was Dr. Trevor Ngwane of the Soweto Electricity Crisis Committee.